once had a quarter where I closed a large 6-figure deal on Monday, and the following week I had 2 important deals that fell through. That's sales for you. And if you don't have the right mindset, those swings will break you. So when people ask me, what's the most important skill in sales? They expect me to say things like cold calling, negotiation, or closing. But the truth is, it's mindset, hands down. Because here's the reality, sales will test you. Some weeks you'll feel unstoppable, like everything you touch turns into pipeline, into gold. And then you'll have weeks where deals stall, prospects ghost you, and you start doubting yourself. If your mindset isn't steady, you'll burn out fast. I've been in tech sales for over 12 years as an account executive, and I've lived through all of it. The highs that make you feel invincible, been there. The lows where you wonder if you even belong in sales, been there as well. And the most important lesson I had to learn is the following. You can't get too attached to either. Celebrate the wins, yeah, go ahead. But don't get drunk on them. I've seen reps close a big deal and then they sort of took their foot off the gas. And then 3 weeks later, they're in panic mode because their pipeline dried up. And on the other side, I've had quarters where it felt like a desert. No meetings, no deals moving. And the moment I spiraled emotionally, my performance got even worse. And the best salespeople I know, they ride steady. They don't let the highs inflate them or the lows crush them. Similarly to entrepreneurs. And here's where I want you to check with yourself. Are you focusing on what you can control? Because that's a second mindset shift that I've made. Inputs over outputs. Some weeks, your effort won't line up realistically with the results. That's normal, it can happen, but you can always control the inputs. Making those calls, sending thoughtful emails, doing the research, updating the CRM, following up with relevance. And I've had weeks where I thought nothing was happening. I was in like 2 or 3 discovery calls daily, preparing in depth, being laser sharp, and things felt stuck, complex. And I was also behind updating on the CRM, the part I really don't like. So I couldn't approve discounts that I needed either. You know the drill. But coming from a competitive dance background where this is all too familiar, I just kept pushing and fine-tuning, almost like a robot sometimes, turn off the annoyance that I was feeling. And then all that effort did hit at some point. Deals started moving, meetings booked, pipeline filled, feeling amazing again. It's up and down like waves. So you need to ride them. So get extremely effective and persistent because sooner than later, you'll see it snowballs for you as well. Yes, sales is about the quality of our interactions. I always preach that, but it's also about the numbers. So if you're in that phase where you feel like you're pushing and pushing with no result, keep going. I encourage you. It's stacking up behind the scenes. You just can't see it yet. Now, let's talk about coachability. This is another huge piece of mindset in sales. And I don't just mean nodding when your manager gives feedback. No, I mean actively seeking it out. When I was starting out, I would literally send my call recordings to my colleagues, to my manager, ask my manager to sit in live, ask my directors to review my deals. Yeah, super uncomfortable. Nobody likes being dissected, but it shaved years of my learning curve. That's my secret, really. Instead of making every mistake myself, I borrowed the lessons from people who'd already made them. So if you're watching this and you've never asked someone for feedback, that's your first homework. And sales changes constantly. The script that worked last year might flop today, right? It's not pattern interrupt anymore. If you're not learning, you're falling behind already. Now let's hit one of the closest topics to my heart. You know, I'm big on this, lifestyle. Because if you don't take care of yourself, sales will chew you up. This job drains you mentally. Hours of calls daily, rapid fire thinking, constant pressure. If you're running on junk food, no sleep, no movement, it will show up. For me, I need to work out. I need to dance. I need to run. I need good food, good sleep. And here's something I added recently as well to this list, what I call informational detox. Cutting down the doom scrolling, the endless news cycle and negativity. Because even if you think it doesn't affect you, it does. It drags your energy down. And in sales, our energy is our currency. So we need to protect it. Limit exposure to whatever drains you. And I'm not saying disconnect, but I'm saying if it's affecting you badly, like it did to me, limit it. I've recently switched to listening to art and book talk podcasts when I'm cooking or doing some chores around the house, and I just feel good, inspired, creative, and ready to tackle my sales calls as well. All right, and here's the hardest one, and this one nearly burned me out early in my career. Sales is a marathon. I'm sure you heard that. Back then, your girl here treated every quarter like life or death. I'm a recovering perfectionist, I admit. Staying in the office until late night, pounding DocuSign reminders, anxious, dehydrated, and sure, sometimes you do need to sprint, but you can't sprint forever, which is what I was doing. If you push at that intensity every single quarter, it stops being motivating and it starts being destructive almost. Not every quarter is going to be your best. Sometimes you'll give everything you've got and it's not the best result, but it's still good. That doesn't mean you failed. It means you're human, you're pushing through, you're trying your best. Now I get it, and I wish I could go back in time and say to my piano teacher, who would disagree probably. Anyways, ironically, when I stopped putting that insane pressure on myself, the results actually improved because I wasn't running on fear anymore. I was running on energy, on opportunity, on abundance, and sales with all its chaos became more sustainable, even fun. So if you're stepping into sales, remember this: mindset isn't optional. It's not fluffy. It's the foundation. Don't ride the highs and lows too hard. Focus on your inputs, stay coachable, protect your health and your headspace, and pace yourself like it's a marathon. Do that, and you won't just survive in sales, you'll feel like you're thriving, and you'll still love it years from now. Now, if this resonated, feel free to subscribe because I've got more sales talks and rants and tips coming your way.